So, guys, if your budget is 13,000 euros and you want a simple phone that runs smoothly, doesn't hang, and lasts for 2 to 3 years, then the reality is that Apple's in this price release range previously offered quite good performance. I'm gonna go back to the go. However, now after the price hike, we're seeing budget processors, which is why lag is inevitable during heavy use. However, there are still some smartphones in this budget that offer good performance and good cameras, and you'll also find battery life lasting all day. So be sure to watch this video until the end. If you're new to our channel, please subscribe and hit the bell. Let's begin. So let's start this list and talk first about those who need a decent option for daily use, where they can engage in casual gaming, etc. They also offer a good camera and good battery backup. So we can see Poco CD5 here. Speaking of the phone itself, this smartphone features completely plastic build. It features a plastic frame. It's 8mm thick and weighs 211 grams. This means it's a bit bulky, but you won't find any issues in the hand. It's also IP64 rated, which means it can withstand minor water and dust splashes. Overall, the build quality is good and the design is also good. Overall, you shouldn't face any major issues with either. Speaking of display, you'll find a 6.9-inch HD plus IP67 LCD panel with the water drop style notch. You'll also notice some slightly thicker visuals. However, overall, the display quality is good. Furthermore, it supports high brightness up to 810 nits. This means there are no complaints indoors, but you'll experience minor visibility issues outdoors. It also supports a refresh rate of up to 120 Hz and a touch sampling rate of 240 Hz. Considering the price point, the display quality is decent. Cameras include 2 cameras on the back. The main camera is 50 megapixels with a 1.8 aperture. Secondly, you're given a small 2- megapixel sensor. There's an 8- megapixel selfie snapper on the front. The phone's camera setup is decent. As for image quality, it's decent for this price point. As for video output, you'll be able to full HD video at up to 30 FPS from both the front and back cameras. Let's talk performance, friends. This phone features a MediaTek Dimensity 6300 chipset, which we've already seen in many smartphones. It's a decent chipset and it delivers an on-the-fly score of around 5.5 million, meaning you can play games at up to 60 FPS. Additionally, you'll find 4XL PDR RAM and UFS 2.2 storage. You won't face any significant issues with daily tasks and multitasking. Overall performance is good for the budget. So let's talk about power. On the back, you'll find a large 6000 mAh battery. The phone also supports 33W charging. Fortunately, you'll find the charger inside the box. A Type-C port is also provided for charging. Yes, if you're a regular user, you'll easily get 1 to 1.5 days of backup, so you won't have any complaints about battery life. Now, let's talk about some advanced features: a side-mounted fingerprint sensor, a 3.5mm jack, and a single bottom firing speaker with decent audio quality. Furthermore, you'll also find a triple card option. This means you can insert 2 5G SIMs and a memory card simultaneously. Speaking of the UI, this smartphone is launched on Android 15, which supports HyperOS 2. You'll also get 2 years of major updates and 4 years of security patches. Furthermore, this smartphone supports almost all 5G bands. Overall, it's a decent option within its price point. Pricing the 4128 would normally cost you 12,000 euros, but including bank offers, you can purchase this smartphone for around 11,000 euros. Considering this price is a good option, we definitely check it out. Yes, friends, I've packed the best listings for all the smartphones we've discussed in the video, so you can definitely check them out. Looking for a camera smartphone? They also want a high quality display and good performance within their budget, so you can check out Vivo's T4 Lite here. Speaking of the phone itself, this smartphone features a completely plastic build. It has a plastic frame and a plastic back. The smartphone is 8.2mm thick and weighs 202 grams. It's a bit bulky, but in hand you won't find any issues. Additionally, you'll find an IP64 rating, which means the smartphone can withstand light water and dust splashes. Furthermore, it also has military grade certification. Overall, the build quality and design are excellent, with no complaints about either. Speaking of a display, this phone features a 6.74-inch HD plus IP65 LCD panel built. It also supports peak brightness of up to 1000 nits, so there are no complaints about indoor and outdoor visibility. And you also get support for a 90 Hz refresh rate and a 180 Hz touch sampling rate. Overall, the display quality is good for a budget. Talking about the phone's cameras, you'll find 2 cameras on the back. The main camera is 50 megapixels with a 1.8 aperture, and the second is a depth sensor, Mayo. On the front, there's a 5 megapixel selfie snapper. The phone's camera setup is decent. As for image quality, there are no complaints about daylight photos. You'll also see good colors, and support for a variety of modes. As for video output, the back camera can record full HD video at up to 30 FPS. Let's move on to performance tuning. This phone features a MediaTek Dimensity 6300 chipset, which is 6nm based, and is common in many smartphones in this budget gamma. It's good, stable, and delivers decent performance. This smartphone scores above 4100 and is capable of gaming at up to 60 FPS. Furthermore, you won't have any issues with daily tasks as it boasts LPDDR4X RAM and UFS 2.2 storage. This means you won't have any issues with daily tasks. Speaking of the phone's power house, you'll find large 6000 mAh battery. On the back, the phone also supports 15W charging. There's a charger box and you'll find the Type-C port for charging. If you're a regular user, you'll easily get 1 to 1.5 days of backup. Let's talk about some advanced features. You get a side-mounted fingerprint sensor, a 3.5mm jack, and dual studio speakers. Audio quality is also good with no complaints. Furthermore, you'll also find a triple card slot allowing you to insert 2 5G SIMs and a memory card simultaneously. Speaking of the UI, this smartphone runs on Android 15. However, you'll also receive updates for Android 16 and 17. It also supports 3 years of security patches. Furthermore, it also supports all 5G bands. Overall, this is a good thing. Speaking of pricing, the 428GB variants are currently available for €100. Including bank offers, you'll be able to purchase the smartphone for €10,500, making it a good option for this budget. You can also check it out. First, for those looking for good performance at this price point, along with a unique look, you can check out Infinix's Note 50X 5G here. Speaking of this phone, it's a plastic build. However, one variant of the smartphone comes with Eco leather backing, which is quite impressive at this price point. As for the design, you can see that here. As always, you'll find a unique look here. Additionally, this phone measures 8.0mm thick and weighs 195 grams. So you won't have any complaints about the in-hand feel either. And yes, you also get IP64 water and dust protection. This means that even if a few drops of water fall on your smartphone, nothing will happen to your phone. Your phone will remain completely safe. So overall, the build quality is good. Now let's talk about the phone's display. This phone has a 6.67-inch HD plus IPS LCD panel. Yes, there are some compromises here, but the rest of the phone specifications are quite impressive. For example, you get a peak brightness of 672 nits, so you won't face any major issues with visibility both indoors and outdoors. Additionally, there's a high refresh rate of 120Hz and a touch sampling rate of 240Hz. Overall, the display quality is decent. Let's talk about the phone's cameras. On the back, you've got a dual camera setup. The main camera is 50 megapixels with an f/1.6 aperture. You'll also find a smaller 2 megapixel sensor. On the front, there's an 8 megapixel selfie snapper. The phone's camera setup is decent, and as for image quality, this smartphone delivers decent camera performance for its price point there. Yes, you can click decent quality images here. Furthermore, you'll find support for a variety of modes. As for video recording, you can look for up to 4K videos with the back camera at up to 30 FPS, which is very good. And with the front camera, you can record up to 2K videos at up to 30 FPS. And that's not all. You also get features like log mode, which is quite impressive considering this price point. Let's move on and talk about the phone's chipset. Inside, you got the 4nm Dimensity 7300 Ultimate chipset. Yes, this is the first smartphone to feature this chipset. As for performance, this smartphone scores around 60,300 on auto. Considering this price point, this is a pretty good score. You can game on high settings and even play on Free Fire at max settings, which is quite impressive. You won't face any issues with daily tasks either. Furthermore, you also get LPDDR4X RAM and UFS 2.2 storage. So the overall performance of this phone is quite impressive. There are no complaints about performance here. Let's move on and talk about the phone's powerhouse. A large 5500 mAh battery is housed on the back. It also supports 45-watt charging. Inside the charger box, you'll also find a Type-C port for charging. Fortunately, it also supports 10W reverse charging. Furthermore, this smartphone also supports bypass charging. This means that if you plug your phone in for charging while gaming, it draws power directly from the charger. For a normal user, you'll easily get a full day's worth of backup. The overall battery life is quite good. Now let's talk about some of the other features. Inside, you get a side-mounted fingerprint sensor and dual stereo speakers alone, whose audio quality is quite good. Furthermore, you also get the option of a hybrid card. You can insert two 5G SIMs simultaneously or one 5G SIM and a memory card. Speaking of the user interface, there have been significant improvements. This smartphone is launched on Android 15, where you'll encounter significantly fewer glow pairs than before. Animations and other features are much better than before, which is a significant improvement considering the problem. You'll also get 2 years of major updates and 3 years of security patches. This is a significant step from Infinix, and you also get support for a number of AI features. As for 5G bands, this smartphone supports up to 15 5G bands and is also certified by Military Gate, which is quite impressive. So aside from the display, everything else is quite good. If you're looking for a good but performance-oriented smartphone at this price point, this is definitely the one to consider. Pricing-wise, the 628 raw price for such about 13,100 to buy. However, if your overall bank offers, you can get this phone at a lower price, which is a good option considering its price. This phone is a balanced option, offering the safest choice in terms of both performance and battery life. This smartphone is Realme's P3X 5G. Speaking of this phone, you'll find it quite impressive in terms of design. As for build quality, the back is made of plastic. You can also find an eco leather variant. Furthermore, the frame is made of aluminum and the smartphone measures 7.9 millimeters thick and weighs 197 grams. So you won't have any complaints about the in-hand feel. Yes, you get an IP68 rating, which means you can use your smartphone underwater. This is a good thing. Besides all this, you also get Military Gate 810H certification. So this phone is going to be quite sturdy. Overall, you won't have any complaints about the design and build quality. Let's move on to the phone's display. Inside you get a 6.72-inch Full HD plus IPS LCD panel or you'll also find support for Armor Shell glass swap. Furthermore, you're also provided with a peak brightness of up to 950 nits, so you won't have any complaints about indoor and outdoor visibility. For smoothness, you get support for a 120Hz refresh rate and a 180Hz touch sampling rate, and overall, the display quality is good for its price point. Now, let's talk about the phone's cameras. You'll find two cameras on the back. The main camera is 50 megapixel with an f/1.8 aperture. A 2 megapixel depth sensor is also present these, and the front has an 8 megapixel selfie snapper. The phone's camera setup is decent, and you get good photos in daylight. But don't expect too much here. Making a video output, you can record full HD video at up to 60 FPS from both the front and back cameras. Let's move on and discuss the phone's performance. So friends, inside this phone you get 6M MediaTek Dimensity 6400 chipset. However, it's an upgraded version of the MediaTek Dimensity 6800 and it scores around 414,000 and innovative. This means you can enjoy decent gaming experience. You won't face any major issues with daily tasks or multitasking. Additionally, you get LPDDR4 RAM and eMMC 5.1 storage, which is a bit disappointing, friends, as it should have at least UFS 2.2 storage. Overall performance is decent. Now let's talk about the phone's powerhouse. On the back, you'll find a large 6000 mAh battery. Additionally, the phone supports a 45W charge. Inside the charger box, you'll find a Type-C port for charging. If you're a regular user, you'll easily get 1 to 1.5 days of backup. So there's no complaints here. Now let's talk about some advanced features. You get a side-mounted fingerprint sensor. You'll also find a single bottom firing speaker with good output, so there's no complaints there. And additionally, you'll also find a hybrid card option. This means you can insert two 5G SIMs or one 5G SIM and a memory card simultaneously. Speaking of the user interface, this smartphone is launched on Android 15. Realme UI 6.0 features a host of lightweight touchscreens. Yay! However, you can uninstall them, and in addition to all this, you'll get 2 years of major updates and 3 years of security patches. As for 5G bands, you'll find support for almost all 5G bands, which is a good pay. So if you are a normal user and don't do too much heavy tasking or gaming, you could definitely consider this phone. As for pricing, you have to pay 12,000 for 699 for 698 euros. Realme's P4 says Lite 5G is also a good option, but it offers eMMC storage. You'll also see a notch design. So if you want a 7,000 mAh battery, you can definitely consider this one. Let's talk about the next phone on the list, Samsung's Galaxy S70e 5G. Talking about the phone itself, it's entirely built with a plastic frame and eco leather back. It's also IP54 rated, meaning it can handle light, water, and dust. Bad. Furthermore, it's 8.2 millimeters thick and weighs 199 grams. It's not too bulky, you won't find any issues in the hand. The overall build quality and design of the phone are both good, leaving you with no complaints. Speaking of the display, it features a 6.7-inch HD plus PLS LCD panel. Yes, it's a slightly better display quality than IPS. You won't have any complaints while watching content. The colors and viewing angles are quite good. It also supports peak brightness of up to 800 nits, so you won't face any major issues with indoor and outdoor visibility. It also supports a refresh rate of up to 220 Hz and a touch sampling rate of 240 Hz, 8 of 240. Overall, the display quality is decent considering the price point. Let's talk about the phone's cameras. On the back, you'll find two cameras. The main camera is 50 megapixels with an f/2 by 1.8 aperture, along with the 2 megapixel depth sensor. On the front, there's an 8 megapixel selfie snapper. The phone's camera setup is also decent. However, when it comes to output, the photo quality is good in daylight. Furthermore, you'll find good colors, dynamic range, and other features for this budget. And yes, you can also see good depth effects here. Speaking of video output, you can record full HD video at up to 60 FPS using the back camera. Let's move on to the performance part. This phone features a MediaTek Dimensity 6300 chipset. Friends, we've already seen this chipset in many smartphones. It delivers good performance. This smartphone scores over 500,000 on the 4G. This means you can easily enjoy stable gaming at up to 40 FPS. Additionally, you get LPDDR4S RAM and MMC 5.1 storage, which means you won't face any major problems with daily tasks. However, UFS 2.2 would have been even better. Now let's talk about the phone's power hub. On the back, you'll find a large 6000 mAh battery. The phone also supports 25W charging, but you need to purchase the adapter separately. As for battery backup, you'll easily get 1 to 1.5 days of backup. You won't encounter any issues with battery backup. Now let's talk about some advanced features. A side-mounted fingerprint sensor and a 3.5mm jack are provided. You'll also find a single bottom-firing speaker, which offers loud audio quality. However, when it comes to part slot options, you get a hybrid slot, which means you can insert 2 5G SIMs or 1 5G SIM and a memory card simultaneously. Speaking of the UI, this smartphone runs on Android 16, which is quite impressive. You'll also get 6 years of major updates. This means you'll get updates up to Android 22, which is a good thing. You'll also get 6 years of security patches. Overall, this phone is quite good in terms of software. Speaking of 5G bands, this smartphone supports both 5G bands. Overall, you won't find any complaints here. This is a good option from Samsung for around €12,000, offering a large battery, a smooth display, and long-term software updates. Furthermore, you'll get good daily performance, and the phone's camera performs well in daylight. Overall, it's a good option. You can check it out if you like. Which smartphone did you find the most suitable? Please let me know in the comments. And yes, you can check out any of these smartphones if you'd like. We've provided links to all of them in this video, so be sure to check it out. That was my opinion. Let me know what you think of this smartphone in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and share it. If new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the bell. See you in the next video. Until then, take care. Thank you.